Well, we're finally back in the garage working on the X3. It was a busy couple of weeks, so I got a little delayed, but wanted to just give you guys kind of an update of what we have planned, what we're working on, and kind of what's coming next. So I was able to, last week, start tearing into it. I've got the passenger seats out. We're working on wiring the Ryco Street Legal kit right now. We've got everything kind of pre-run and we're just finishing that up. Got everything run through the front here. Front clips pulled. We've got the lights installed. These are kind of a nice solution compared to what we did a few years back when we actually opened up the light canister, painted it, used some rope lighting, but this is all integrated. So it's an LED switchback, so you'll have your white running and then it goes amber for your turn and hazards. And then in the back on this side, we're going to be doing our big battery upgrade. I'll show you that here in just a minute. And while we're back here, we're gonna actually run a Blue Sea fuse box so that for all of our 12-volt wiring, we have kind of a destination for it. So while the tunnel is kind of opened up here, we're gonna find a nice place to mount that. The new battery, of course, it's got a new bracket. And then we're gonna actually add some external battery jump studs so that if we do ever need to jump the battery, we're not necessarily having to pull the seat out. So I'll show you those few items here in just a second. The location we were gonna put the battery jump studs was right back here on the outside of the battery box. Problem with this is there's some new electronics here with the Smart Shocks version. So previously this would have just been kind of like a free mounting point. So we may have to kind of relocate where we were going to do this. Might go a little bit lower or go higher. So we'll see what's going on there. We will be adding some goodies here and probably go with the Evo exhaust to blow off valve and charge tube. We've got the cage coming. We're just deciding on which one. We're not 100% sure quite yet. We're gonna do some shock therapy on this one, get it set up right, put some limit straps on the front. I'm gonna show you the rigid lights and we are gonna get them mounted up here on the top of the roll cage. These are the same lights I ran on our 2017. I really liked them, so I'm gonna kind of recreate that same setup. We will be throwing the rugged radio system in. So some of this is gonna be temporary in terms of wiring. We're just gonna kind of leave some stuff kind of pre-run and then we'll get everything cut off here in the dash, get the rugged radios installed. And then we were kind of mocking up these Chupacabra mirrors. I really like these mirrors. It's kind of got this exoskeleton off of it. So your mirror's adjustable. And you also have this mounting plate for like a pod light. So this will just mount right here. We're thinking of running the KC Flex Aero 1. I really like those lights and we'll get those going. So this is kind of just like a rundown of what we're starting with. We've got wheels and tires, obviously suspension and cage are kind of my top priority, but we're digging into the electronics right now. I'll show you kind of what we did or what we're going to be doing. So what we have here is, this is the Phoenix Mini 4200 controller. I really like this controller. Very familiar with the Switch Pros and the different mounting, locations you can put that. But this has been a really good controller to me. You can operate 6 different accessories off of this. Previously, I had the wig-wag and then the pattern here, and then a few additional lights to run. Whether it be just the reverse lights on the rigid. This was primarily set up to run the rigid lights last time. We'll probably reconfigure it a little bit. I'll make a video when we actually get to installing this. We did one about 5 years ago when we were using this with that wig-wag functionality. And this is the rigid light here. So this is a 5-mode light. It's got a courtesy light on the underside here. And this works well for a little bit of stuff. It's not the brightest thing. The center of the light here, you're gonna have kind of your spot, flood, or reverse. And then on the perimeter, this is gonna be the color variant of whichever light. And this has red, yellow, and blue. These are the red, we're waiting for the yellow. So the configuration I'm gonna run is I'm gonna put the 2 yellows on the outside of the cage, or furthest to the outside of the cage, and then the 2 red will be more centered, which will also act as our kind of third brake light. These are the battery post terminals. So this here is the battery side, and then this is gonna be the nut that actually goes in between some of that plastic. So this portion up top is gonna be the portion that would be mounted external, and then everything else will run through into the inside. This is the Blue Sea fuse box that we're gonna mount, try to find an inconspicuous place for this. This will help with wiring all of the 12-volt accessories. So while we're doing all of the electronic stuff, this is kind of preparation for stuff that we're gonna add later to hopefully make installing additional accessories, lighting, you name it, just a little bit easier. We did upgrade to the full throttle battery. This is the FT560. I've heard good things about this battery. Let's hope that's the case. So we'll get this installed. This is the new mounting bracket, or actually I guess not mounting bracket, but battery holder bracket. We'll show you the install on all of this. And then we're working on a few little, I guess, just knickknacks. So we're gonna ditch the BRP badging on this. We were kind of toying around on our laser with some stuff, with combination of maybe something underlit that will mount here. Not sure what to think about the wood, but we were just kind of messing around. So this might be something we're gonna do like in just a different acrylic. We might do one of these bubble spot type logos or decals with some thin metal. Keep you posted on that. We did end up getting double of these. Amazon apparently thought we wanted more. So this is another set of battery studs, another Blue Sea fuse box terminal. So I'm thinking about doing just a quick little giveaway. Maybe this will help one of our viewers out and they could kind of get their machine set up. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna work on kind of getting something set up for you guys. Really appreciate you being here. This is kind of the first steps of what we're doing to get the X3 on its way. We haven't even had it out on the trails yet, to be honest. It's been a little cruise around the block. So I want to get the street legal kit done, head out to Sand Hollow. We've got a few events that we're getting ready to go to in the next month. So stay tuned for those. We'll get ready on this build. We'll see you soon.